Safe schools!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Safe schools!
When do we want it?
Now!
Recall!
Omar!
Recall!
Omar!
1 year, no action.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1 year.
No action!
1 year.
No action!
What do we want?
Safe schools!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Safe schools!
When do we want it?
Now!
Recall!
Omar!
Recall!
Omar! And the other
giggles.
three. The other three gotta go too. The episode's a day.
Just 50 or if it's 100 people, that this Friday a year ago, we waited and trusted our school board to do something. And we're not going to stop. We're going to keep coming. And we're not going to make this a fight about who's right or who's wrong. Our students deserve better. Our schools deserve better. And that's why we're all here. That's right. That's right. You just yell.
Yeah, just yell into it.
So we got to start with numbers tonight, but every week, every 2 weeks, we keep seeing the same 10 or 20 or 30 people showing up. The only way we're going to increase in numbers is getting the word out. So we have a Safe Campus Alliance that's been started. We're at 1,000 people, I think. Share it with everybody you know, whether they have kids in school right now, whether their kids have graduated, and the people we need to be the most concerned about is the next generation coming up. Let those parents know what's going on so they can get informed and plugged in. So keep putting the word out there. We got to keep growing because they're not going to listen to 20 or 30 of us, but they'll listen to hundreds or thousands of us, and we can do it.
Kids deserve better.
Yep. Everybody invite 2 more to next board meeting.
I don't want to interrupt anybody who's speaking, but can we start with the Unity Club? So, is anybody interested in leading that? Chelsea? Me? All right. So we're going to start with the Unity Club just to center everybody and ground everybody here. We're here and we coordinated this vigil to honor queer trans kids who have lost their lives due to just bullying within the school system, and also folks who have or are navigating the carceral system. Closer? Right here? Like this? Yeah? Alright. So yeah, we're gonna start with the Unity clap just to kind of get everybody going and just ground ourselves, so. Sorry, I'm a little awkward. All right, y'all. But pretty much I wrote these remarks with regards to Next Benedict's death, and really like the way that queer students and students of color, students with disabilities, neurodivergent students just kind of encounter bullying on the daily. This is a part of school educational culture. But yeah, I'm gonna read off my script because I didn't memorize this, but we're good. Time and time again, we hear of violence in our schools. We hear and see student fear, bullying, the carceral system, violent deaths, and death by suicide. At the same time, we see legislation and policies that erase, dehumanize, and invalidate people's right to a pursuit of happiness and right to liberty. The use of words and how they've been weaponized against our people. Today, through legislation of banned books, with legislation that bans books for our knowledge, criminalizes the right to reproductive health care, gender affirming care, and restricts inclusive and diverse curriculum like gender and ethnic studies. Policies which validate and influence violent rhetoric and ideas that result in violence and death. Because the California popular vote sways Democratic, blue, or left, here in California, we tend to distance ourselves from violence encountered by queer LGBTQ community throughout the nation, because we believe that's not us, and it can't happen here. However, it happens here too. It's real, and only because we are a liberal state does not dismiss the violence that occurs daily in our communities. Nexus death could have been prevented. The death of queer, BIPOC youth could have been and can be prevented. We see how in the case of Nexus murder, school resource officers were present, and yet we see online how through their interviews, the police continue to gaslight and victim blame Nex for the violence that they encountered. We find how policies that define gender and restrict the use of bathrooms serve as catalysts for reinforcing violence and hate that resulted in Nex's death. In an article published by The Hill, advocates, lawmakers link non-binary Oklahoma's teens' death to anti-LGBTQ legislation and rhetoric. The author states, the state is one of nearly a dozen to ban gender-affirming healthcare for transgender minors, and Republican Governor Kevin Stitt last
Elementary, middle, 18, working adults.